Welcome students for the physical chemistry paper number 5 BSc 2. We have completed the first topic, that is the electrolytic conduction. For next week I will have one test for you, so prepare well for the test on electrolytic conductivity. And now we are going to see the second point of the second unit, that is the physical properties of liquid. For the last lecture we have seen the physical properties, that are the properties which are studied without change in chemical composition, and the physical properties are grouped into four groups or four classes, such as additive properties, additive and constitutive properties, then purely constitutive properties, and colligative properties. And we have seen one by one all these properties with their examples. And again, for last lecture we have seen the surface tension as one of the physical properties, and how the additive character of the liquids it get modified due to constitution. It is studied in this property. Here all of you know the surface tension, it is one physical property, and how it arises, how it is determined, now we are going to see. For the last lecture we have seen the surface tension, it arises due to unbalanced forces which acts at the surface molecules, and each and every molecule is supposed to be under tension. And the surface tension, it is defined as the force in dynes or energy which is required to expand the surface of liquid by unit area, and is expressed in ergs per centimeter square. The SI unit of surface tension is Newton per meter or joules per meter square. And to this lecture we are going to see the determination of surface tension by the stalagmometric method and the differential capillary rise method. Here the stalagmometer, it is the Greek word which is nothing but drop. Stalagmo, it means a drop, and depending on the meaning of the stalagmo in a Greek, the name implies here the stalagmometric method for the determination of surface tension, and this is the most common method used for determination of surface tension, and this method was introduced by the scientist T. Tate. The stalagmometric method for the determination of surface tension, it is introduced by the scientist T. Tate in 1864, and the principle of this method is the drops of the liquid under study are allowed to fall from the capillary glass tube. The principle of the stalagmometric method, here the drops of the liquid under study are allowed to fall from the capillary glass tube, and by counting the number of drops for given volume of liquid and knowing weight of liquid drops, surface tension of liquid can be determined. I repeat once again the principle behind stalagmometric method. Here the drops of the liquid under study are allowed to fall from the capillary glass tube. By counting the number of drops for a given volume of liquid and knowing the weight of liquid drops, surface tension of the liquid can be determined. This is the very simple method. Then the construction and working of the stalagmometer. Here the apparatus used for this method, it is the stalagmometer, and the diagram of the stalagmometer, it is very simple one. It is just like a pipette having one bulb at the upper end, and this bulb is provided with a capillary tube. A known volume of liquid, it is taken from this wide end of the stalagmometer into this bulb. Then it is fixed to a support or a stand, and the number of drops which are formed by passing this liquid from this point A to B, they are measured. Here this is the stalagmometer. Simple diagram or simple figure of this stalagmometer. It is just like a pipette provided with a glass bulb and glass capillary at the end. A definite volume of liquid is taken into this bulb, and from this uh, mark A to mark B, how many liquid drops are formed, it is counted. Here this stalagmometer, it is nothing but a glass capillary tube or pipette having bulb at the middle. The upper end is widened and lower end is narrowed with capillary bore in order to force the liquid to fall out of the tube in the form of drops. Here simply we have to measure the how many drops they are formed here for definite volume of a liquid. This is the construction and working of the stalagmometer. Here stalagmo, it is a Latin word which means drop. Then here initially the stalagmometer is cleaned, dried, and then filled with the liquid to be examined. The liquid is sucked up to a mark A and allowed to fall down vertically up to mark B. The number of drops are counted and their weight is determined. Then the theory and calculations. How we can determine the surface tension. Here, the drop is formed slowly at the end of capillary tube. Here, the drop is formed slowly at the end of capillary tube. The hanging drop will detach when its weight or volume reaches the magnitude balancing the surface tension of the liquid. The surface tension acting at outer circumference at the tube supports the drop in upward direction, while the weight of the drop pulls it in downward direction. Here the drop will detach when these two forces are balanced. Thus, at the point of detachment, according to Tatu's law, here the weight of the drop W, it is equal to 2 pi r into gamma. Here according to Tatu's law, when the drop is detached from the capillary, its weight, it is equal to W, it is equal to 2 pi r into gamma, and it is equal to mg, it is equal to 2 pi r into gamma, where W it is the weight, m it is the mass of the drop, g it is the acceleration due to gravity. Here r it is the outer radius of the tube, and this is the gamma, that is surface tension of the tube. I will repeat the theory how the drop falls down. Here the weight of the W drop, which is detached from the capillary tube, its a weight, it is given by Tato's law, and according to Tato's law, W it is equal to 2 pi r into gamma. Here weight it is replaced by mass into gravitation force, that is mg, and it is equal to 2 pi r into gamma, where W it is the weight of the drop, m it is the mass of the drop, here g it is the acceleration due to gravity, here r it is the outer radius of the capillary tube, and the gamma it is the surface tension of the liquid. Then the drop falls when weight W is equal to circumference, that means 2 pi r multiplied by surface tension of the liquid gamma. Here when this W it becomes equal to 2 pi r into gamma, then and then this drop it will falls. Then by using the reference liquid, usually water, surface tension of desired liquid can be determined by any one of the following methods. Again, there are two methods. Here the first method it is the drop weight method, and in this method a certain number of drops of a given liquid are collected from the stalagmometer and their weight is determined. Therefore, weight of one drop can be calculated. Similarly, by using the reference liquid, that is water, weight of one drop is obtained by using equation number 2. That means m1 into g it is equal to 2 pi r into gamma 1 for the liquid under study. From equation number 2, liquid for liquids under study, we can write m1 into g it is equal to 2 pi r into gamma 1. This is, let it is our equation number 3. And for reference liquid, we can write m2 into g it is equal to 2 pi r into gamma 2. Let it is our equation number 4 for a reference liquid, and then dividing equation number 3 by equation number 4, we get gamma 1 by gamma 2 it is equal to m1 upon m2. Here gamma 1 by gamma 2 it is equal to m1 into m2, and let it is our equation number 5. Therefore, gamma 1 it is equal to gamma 1 it is equal to m1 into surface tension of water divided by mass of water. We get the surface tension of a liquid under study, and by using this equation number 6 we can calculate the surface tension of a desired liquid or surface tension of a liquid under study. This is the drop weight method. Here simply we have to use this formula, that means weight of the drop it is equal to 2 pi r into gamma, and here gamma for liquid under study we use letter 1, Therefore, m1 into g, it is equal to 2 pi r into gamma 1. And for reference liquid, usually the reference liquid is water. We use letter 2. Therefore, m2 into g, it is equal to 2 pi r into gamma 2. And dividing this equation number 3 by 4, we get gamma 1 by gamma 2, it is equal to m1 by m2. That means the surface tension of liquid under study divided by surface tension of water, it is equal to mass of the liquid under study divided by mass of the water. And by from this equation number 5, we can write gamma 1, it is equal to m1 into surface tension of water, that is gamma of water, divided by mass of H2O. And by using this formula, we can calculate the surface tension of the desired liquid. And the second method, it is the drop number method. Here, drop number method. Here, drop number method, it is not in this. Here, the drop number method. In this method, the number of drops are counted for a certain volume of liquid phi from the mark A to B, as already I have explained here. From A to B, the number of drops are measured for liquid 1 and liquid 2. Then suppose N1 are the number of drops of liquid 1 and N2 are the number of drops for liquid 2, and the volumes of one drop we can calculate as phi divided by N1 and phi divided by N2. It is the volume of one drop, and then the mass of one drop we can find by using phi divided by n1 into d1 and phi divided by n2 into d2. And from equation number 5, again we have gamma 1 by gamma 2, it is equal to m1 by m2, and it is equal to phi divided by n1 into d1 divided by phi by n2 into d2, and it is equal to n2 into d1 divided by n1 into d2. And by knowing the density d1 along with reference values gamma 2 and d2, the surface tension of a liquid under study we can calculate. And this method is the drop number method. Remember, here we have seen for the determination of surface tension there are two methods. The first method, it is the drop weight method, and second method, it is the drop number method. And for next lecture we will see the differential capillary rise method for the determination of surface tension. Okay, thank you for your patient listening.